All right, we all know trick-or-treating is something that kids look forward to every year, but for some children, Halloween can also really make them feel left out because houses aren't always accessible. Well, back in 2017, the Padulo family realized they had to change how they set up their trick-or-treating station because their home had stairs, which made it harder for kids in wheelchairs to get to their treats. So the family founded Treat Accessibly, a movement that's grown across Canada with over 100,000 homes supporting accessible trick-or-treating. And joining us now live in studio to talk about the campaign and give accessibility tips, Rich and Siena Padulo. Good to see you both again. I should say, I interviewed you guys 5 years ago, and it is remarkable to see how far, congratulations, how far Treat Accessibly has come. I mean, it really is amazing. You got 100,000 homes getting involved in this. So let's just talk about, Rich, just the idea of treating accessibly, because some people may not even think about the concept of, hey, some people can't get up the front step.
Right. So it's specifically for kids with mobility, sensory, and intellectual disabilities. And by going to the end of your driveway, you're alleviating about 90% of the barriers. So it's that simple. And then there's a few more tips, but they're all on our website. And we consult with professionals in all the spaces. And the goal is just to have fun. But it also adds a lot to the community.
Yeah. Right. It's kind of like you bring your treats out, which kind of brings the party and the atmosphere out to the edge. Treats to the street. Yeah. And Siena, this was your idea, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about, like, why did you think, like, hey, we've got to do something here?
Well, I was setting up the pumpkins on our front staircase a couple days before Halloween with my dad, and we saw a young boy walking down our street with his family in a wheelchair, and we made the connection that he couldn't trick-or-treat at our house for Halloween. So that night we decided to remove stairs from the equation and treat at the end of our driveway.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's common sense when you think about it, right? But Rich, what's the response been like, and how have you seen it grow in the last, since 2017?
It's incredible. We started with one sign on one lawn. You came and visited, and last year we had a grandmother from British Columbia say she saw the story of our Surrey Treat Accessibly Halloween Village. We have 9 across the country now. And she wanted to write a book and tell the origin story of Treat Accessibly, but through the eyes of her grandson, Atticus, and that's the book right there. And Siena's in it, I'm in it, but I'm known as Siena's dad, and you're actually in it.
That's crazy.
Because you were the first reporter to come to our home and interview us. So the response has been insane.
I'm really honored to be a part of that, and that is amazing. And this really is just, I mean, it's really wonderful. So let's talk about some other tips, right? Just beyond taking a table out to the end of the driveway, you talk about sensory and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Loud and jarring noises, lights that pop up, things that bounce out. While they're very fun for Halloween, they might be frightening for children and some adults. Like, I get scared. It'd be nice if maybe you detracted from that and focus more on the smiles and hanging out with people. Parents of kids with disabilities will provide you cues if you're down at the end of your driveway on how to engage their child. And on our website, you have cues for how to engage children with sensory and intellectual disabilities. Sorry, that was a lot of air.
No, I get it. But, and also, Siena, even just the height of this table, right? Like, there's something to that, isn't there, too? What's the idea behind the height here?
Absolutely. So children... Oh, sorry. I took over your spot. You go.
No, it's okay. It's just some children that are in wheelchairs can't necessarily reach candy off of high tables, or even if they're young toddlers that are going trick-or-treating for the first time, it just makes it easier and it's more interactive for them.
And not only have you gotten behind this, but you've gotten some corporate Canada to get behind this as well. Right? You've got, like, sponsors. This thing is really just ballooned.
Yeah, so what's nice is, you hear the word companies and stuff like that, but it's just people and their parents. So the parents from Canadian Tire and Kinder and Remax, they all came on board and wanted to help us treat for real. And we're not a charity, we're not a nonprofit, we're just a regular family. And the only reason we're doing this is, many hands make light work. So it's actually 200,000 homes. 200,000,
okay.
This year.
Just doubled in 5 minutes.
And then we have 9 villages. We just returned from 9 Treat Accessibly Halloween villages in 9 cities in 9 days.
Well, that is amazing. Well, listen, this is a great idea. So anybody can find the information on the website or Instagram. Rich, Siena, thanks for joining us, and happy Halloween to both of you. And again, Treat Accessibly.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Siena,
thank you.
Nicely done. Thank you very much.